Welcome back to my Battle Brothers guide tutorial walkthrough thingy. I figured today I'd just spend an hour or so just kind of playing and showing you kind of how I do it. Right now I'm down here at this large southern town. We're going to finish up down here, just arrived, and then we'll travel around back up to these smaller cities looking for quests. We come down to our little party here. No missions. Something that's nice though is, again, as you can see, round shields are selling for 17, so slightly elevated prices, not huge. So I might want to dump some of these, excess items I have. This large two-handed cleaver, I won't use anytime soon because my guys, again, you won't use two-handed weapons for your frontline people until well towards the end of the game when your guys are fully leveled up. But this is worth a lot of money, you can see, 343. And I might as well wait till there's a city with much higher prices. I got plenty of money right now. There's no need to sell it. It doesn't take up a lot of inventory space, so we can afford to wait. Helmets are kind of rare, so I'll keep those. This is good armor to have as backups or for hiring new people. These daggers eventually I'll give to people on the front line. And actually, while I could sell spears, some of those will actually become backup weapons for... I think the last episode we had just hired this guy actually and decided we're going to make him an archer. Even though he's not a superstar, he'll be good enough. That armor is 50, and realistically we've got plenty of armor that's better than that, so we'll give him that. We should give him a helmet of some sort, stick him in the back. And now this is a little awkward because you don't normally want to have more in the back than the front row. There's not a lot to hire here, but if you remember our last episode we were talking about backgrounds, butchers are okay, and realistically I've got a decent amount of money. I can hire this guy. If I'm lucky, he might be a superstar. If not, I can get rid of him, and I really haven't lost that much. So, whoops. That's sometimes you're looking at somebody, you want to go hit higher. You got to make sure you click on him first. All right, so just take a look. This guy, yeah, another asthmatic. Unfortunately, that's kind of bad because 3 stars here, 2 stars there. He's got really good stats pretty much everywhere else, but that's a showstopper. So we will kick him to the curb and we'll figure out what to do. Realistically, we're in a good place right now. We've got a decent sized team. We've got decent armor for everybody now. We've got a couple good weapons. These 3-headed flails, this 2-handed breach mace. Even the boar spear up here is pretty good. And I'll let these repair before I equip them, but actually some of these armors are getting close to like middle tier, so that's good. And our standard bearer, we completed the ambition to get the standard, and we completed the one to identify a leader, so he's got a sash now that gives him plus 10 resolve. So he's only level 5 and he's already up to 93 resolve. And the banner, any ally within 4 tiles of him gets 10% of his resolve. So he gives everyone within 9 squares basically plus 9 resolve right now, which is huge because, again, it's pretty early game. Our people don't have very high resolve. That 9 plus is pretty massive. And you'll need to take Fortified Mind as one of your earlier perks for this guy to really increase it. I mean, that plus 25% to his resolve is critical to getting such a high resolve early in the game. All right, so sold a few things, hired a guy who didn't work out. The arena is always risky. If you're just, from your first runs, you haven't won before, I wouldn't gamble on it unless you've got some studs. And right now my guys are not studs. So we'll come up here first and see if there's any quests. I think we've engaged anybody, so I can speed things up a bit. No auto pause. There is a quest. What do we got? delivering something. This is escort. To Grubenheim. I believe that is just up there. Perfect. So we can do that. It said escort, but it's not a caravan. It's just deliver the cargo. We are running low on food, though. Probably should have bought some back there. But simple enough. Easy money. Like I had mentioned, if you've got the opportunity to buy lumber, you never know when you're going to run into a place that's selling it for a lot. I don't think I have any at this time, but we can still buy some grain pretty cheap, which we could use. Let's see what else they've got. He wants us to find something. Meh. And this guy promised me to kill bandits. Oh, no. Cargo. So this one could be a quick one. I don't spend that much per day yet, so that's still probably worth it. I've got 4 days worth of food. That's more than enough. Actually, did I have anyone to hire? Probably not. No. So what do we got here? Southeast. Oh, I skipped. I thought I was just looking for an item. No, actually obtaining an item. Now this mission's kind of handy. These missions to retrieve an item from these crypts are kind of nice because sometimes, in fact most of the time, you don't actually have to fight the creatures to be successful. You can go there, you'll enter battle, and then if you just run away from the battle, if it's too hard, if you just run, you'll still have the item, and you'll be successful at the quest. Now, it's a missed opportunity to get some experience and items, but sometimes running is the better option. So let's see if we can see what's here. We don't know. This symbol, these kind of old-timey banners, there's one over here with the boar on top. These are from the ancient undead, so like skeletons. And skeletons are very resistant to range attacks and piercing attacks like spears. So we have to come and look. These flails would be great. The ancient undead, the skeletons, don't have a lot of health. They usually have shields, and these flails will help us get around the shields. This guy, though, that's not going to work. That spear, obviously, is not going to do a lot of damage. I could give him a flail as well. I could give him a sword. I think we've got better swords back here. However, his accuracy is not great. And again, a lot of these undead will have shields. So let's just give him one of these flails. We've got better armor now. Let's see. 87 fatigue, 94 fatigue, and 100 fatigue. Of course, this guy's level 3. These guys are a little better. I want to keep them alive. So let's give... Oh, he's a polearm guy. He was injured. That's another reason it's nice to label them. Because you might forget if you have to reshuffle them. So this guy actually should be in the front. Potentially. This guy should be in the back rank with lighter armor. If we give him some of the better gear. Actually, this is a better helmet, although it's damaged. I didn't repair it. So let's mark this for repair, so it's good for next time. Give him that. The ancient undead don't have ranged attacks, so we can give him the round shields, since they're a little easier to acquire, and we'll save these for opponents that have ranged attacks. These are lighter and easier to get smashed, so we don't want that. 98 fatigue. That's actually pretty high still. He'll be able to fight for quite a while. So we have heavier armor. Let's give him that. This helmet is 40. This helmet is 50, so I'll give it to him. All right, so now this guy is about as heavily armored as we can go. That's good. This guy is also in the front line and has 100 fatigue right now. So again, he can handle more armor if we have it. We don't really, but... And this guy, his armor is 65. This is 80. Let's give him that. He's got the best helmet we've got available. So front lines as equipped as we can go. We just said that piercing weapons don't do well, and ranged weapons don't do well. These spears are, well, spears are piercing, so they're not going to be very effective. So you might, although we don't want to put these guys too much in melee combat, we can give them sword and shield. We can give this guy a sword and shield. This guy obviously is already set. He's got a great weapon for what he's doing. And this guy, theoretically, I mean, his weapon is piercing, but we need to have it for its morale boosting effect. 65, this is 70. We can equip that. In fact, this is 80. So let's armor him up. Let's armor him up. Actually, probably even more importantly, let's armor these two guys up if they're going to be participating in melee. All right. That's 80. This guy is more important. He's the better archer, at least initially. All right. So everyone's set up. I could, theoretically, put one of these guys in the front here. I don't want these guys to get hit very much, especially in the front line. So they may assist and touch one enemy at a time. I don't want them getting swarmed and hit by multiple guys. So this is probably okay. If there's a little hole there, that's fine. If an enemy steps in there, he'll get one swing, and then because he's touching so many of my friendly people, we'll get a huge bonus to hit him, and it'll be okay. So let's go in and see what they've got. So you can read this, blah, 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 but ultimately, like I said, one of your characters goes in, and he's got the item in hand. And as you leave, the creatures are coming. And it's some ancient auxiliaries. So that's not too bad. We should be able to win this pretty handily. And as you can see, shield, 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 shield. The auxiliaries, and the legionnaires too, the better version, almost always have shields. There's a couple exceptions like this guy. The auxiliaries oftentimes have very little to no body armor. And you can see only one of them has a helmet, which makes these flails extra handy. Again, it's nice to put this on. So what are we going to do? This broken train, I don't want to get these guys split up. These guys have very low initiative, so my guys will all get to go first. So one guy's down here, maybe two will come around, so we'll come in here. He'll come in here. He can come in here. This guy will be able to hold off both of them, I think. He can maybe step in here. And then he can provide a little assistance either way, but not be swarmed. Now, the real question is going to be, do we want to attack right away? In fact, we may step him up here and just risk it. This guy will stay back, though. All right. He'll wait. He might as well take the shot at this guy. And, boom. Boosted some morale. This guy will wait. This guy will wait. This guy. He'll wait. They'll get to step forward and swing, but even if they get lucky and hit me, I'll get to swing back twice at them and do some damage, I think. So, he'll wait. And he'll wait. Yeah. And that's a problem. Again, he's not made for frontline fighting, so that's not going to be his forte. But we can super target this guy, and he'll be assisting. He's touching. He gives a bonus of 5 to hit. Boom. This guy will take a swing at him. Didn't hit. This guy. Yeah, this guy's already hurt. Might as well take a shot at him. And you can see it says resistance against piercing attacks. Normally it doesn't say that because I'm not usually using piercing weapons. Perfect. These guys both have broken swords. This guy has a helmet. This guy's probably easier to kill, so we'll swing at him. 82% chance to hit me. Miss with all 3. It's pretty impressive. That guy has no shield, so probably pretty easy to hit, which he was. Yeah, I think we can go down here and take a swing at... Actually, let's go up here. See if we can finish these guys off quickly. Because... There we go. We'll touch him. It's again more bonuses. This guy, yeah, I want to hurry up and kill him quickly, hopefully, because he's in a little bit of trouble down there. We'll move him here. That way he can step down and swing. The good thing is these guys are very defensive, so you can see a lot of times they will just take one swing and shield wall. Move over there. See if we can finish that guy off. There we go. That's a little better. Step around to make room. And now we can just start swarming this guy. He doesn't need the help. He doesn't need the help. More bonuses and done. So some minor injuries, but a decent amount of loot. And the ancient undead stuff, in general, it's protective, but it's very inefficient. It's very heavy for the protection it provides. And the weapons in general are kind of mediocre, but they are worth a decent amount of money to sell. Shields are typically not as efficient, again, weight-wise, as the modern stuff, like your round shields. Let's take a look. Let's rearm these guys before we forget, in case we run into another battle. And in fact, let's give these guys both spears. So they've got a much easier to hit with weapon. The guys in the front ranks look good. Looks good. So we'll head back to town. Speed it up. Easy enough. This mission was like a long caravan escort, which I don't really want to do right now. Let's wait a smidge. Morning comes. Let's see what kind of prices on tools. A little high. Again, usually these mining towns it's cheaper, but because of the rating and stuff, it's still expensive. But we can buy these gems at a discount. They're worth $5.20. We can get them for $4.97, so they might as well. And we could use some food. Let's grab some of that while we're here. We have plenty of tools, so good enough. We were there. We were here. We destroyed that. Let's head to this large town here and see what's available. Some Wiedergängers, some armored Wiedergängers. That is not bad. Let's check this town out first, but realistically, we could probably beat that. The Wiedergängers themselves are pretty easy to kill, and armored ones, I mean, they're tougher. They usually have better weapons, but they're not that much more difficult. So let's see if there's anything to hire here, and we may go and try to take that little place out. What do they have? Aha! Again, our favorite, the track people down mission. And in fact, let's try to get some more out of it. $500 sounds good. Let's see what the other one is first. And he wants us to do a long-term haul mission. Let's do this one. Night just fell. To get the footsteps there. I'd like to see if there's anyone in town first. Would be nice to hire if they've got a decent dude here. Alright, those are the footsteps. Town has, and like I mentioned last time, militiamen are good troops, but they can be very expensive because of the expensive equipment and gear they bring. That's a hand axe. Axes are very expensive weapons. Swords and axes are the two most expensive. A level 2 polearm, expensive. I don't really feel like paying that. We do have a cheap butcher and a more expensive butcher. Let's see what the cheap butcher looks like. Dastard. That's not usually a good one. Decent morale. No big perks there. This is annoying because he starts at wavering, but if his... There's a couple things. If his morale, his nerve, resolve... I play so many games, I always forget that. Resolve is high enough. He can bump that up pretty quickly. So while it's annoying, it's manageable. And in fact, always being content with being a reserve is actually a bonus because you can have him as a backup. So if someone's injured, you can throw someone... Normally if they're in the back line not fighting, their happiness will go down. That becomes a problem. I don't really want to keep this guy, but with stars and heart, with health and fatigue, he can be a dude, and I kind of need a dude right now, so we'll give him a shot. We're probably going to be facing some banditos. Yeah, that guy can stay. He's good. All right. Ooh, 3 undead. It's kind of an odd unit to be wandering around. In fact, I could see us killing him potentially. Well, hell, if he's going to make us. I mean, it's basically free experience. It's a little annoying because he'll raise them. I mean, I may have a crappy... this is a cleaver. Theoretically, I could decapitate him with that. Who's my best guy up here? Alright, so we'll try to do some decapitations to show you what it looks like. We'll wait and see what he does. He'll probably run forward. And one of them is possessed. What can I do? We can step forward, shoot this guy. This guy can just shoot from up here. Hit him. Miss. Hopefully hit him hard. Now, the only problem is he's going to get to swing like 3 times, and his initiative is boosted because of this stupid possession thing. We'll send you in here. That way you'll still boost everybody. You should be able to get up there. And then next turn, hopefully you can try to decapitate him. That's pretty painful. But he's hurt enough. This guy should be able to decapitate him now. This guy, I believe, has a bandage. So he's going to have to bandage up that guy. We'll wait. If this guy can break away and come down here, then this guy can patch up his bandages. He's going to bleed out probably 10 a turn. And that's why it's nice he's got so much health. He's at 81, so he's got a little bit of life in him. Alright, he'll wait. This guy, this is my new guy who's not great, but I can at least stop the necromancer. He'll wait. This guy actually has a bandage too. You can't bandage someone who's in base-to-base contact with somebody though, so he's going to wait as well. This guy, I might as well shoot at him. We'll do an aimed shot. Just to see if we can do some damage. Alright, so decapitate. That's number 2 here. So I'm already in base contact, so this guy can't cast Resurrect anyway. But because he's been decapitated, he can't raise on his own either anymore. And because I don't want this guy going down to help and double team this guy who's weak, I'm going to just step down here to lock that guy into place. And let's just rush. Actually, he'll bandage him up, so we can just shoot from here. Yep, we got to hurry and help our guy against the necromancer. He's done. You can bandage him. And then run forward. Nope. Done. Alright. we'll put him up here so he gets a bonus to swing. This guy at least has a spear, so he's got a bonus to hit. And the necromancers only get 1 attack, so that'll help as well. Now we should be doing a little better. Good. He's done enough. Done. Annoying, but we can handle it. And start moving forward. There we go. And finished. So, not a huge amount of loot, although a skirmishes axe is a decent level 2 cleaver, so not unhappy to have that. And that's, for example, you can look, where is it? It's at 25%. It says it's worth 175 gold. This is one of those weapons that's definitely worth repairing. Either you can use it, or you can sell it, and it's worth spending the tools to repair because it's such a valuable weapon. I might actually repair this too. Again, it's 95 health, so it's a much better helmet than anything else I'm wearing, but it weighs 8, which is a lot. Most of the time, a helmet that's 120 or something is going to be 8. So it's not an efficient helmet, but it's still worth taking. And what do we have? Just thugs again. So again, we're day 38. We're pretty advanced, and this little party still doesn't have any ranged fighters in it. And they're running, because I know they're outgunned. And we can double check. This guy certainly doesn't need that crappy thing anymore. Thugs, any weapon's effective, except for things like hammers and daggers, I guess. But these flails would be nice because I can headshot them. Swords work really well too because they cut through armor. I mean, they don't have very much armor, and then they just do raw health damage. Even the cleaver, if you look, it does 30 to 45 damage, which is pretty high. Swords are usually a little higher, but we need to just chase him for a bit to let my guys heal. I do want to fight them in the day, though, so my archers get a bonus. And we can check that out maybe at some point. Thankfully, no one's injured on my party. But they have lost a lot of health and my equipment's damaged. This way, now we've gone past them, so we'll shepherd them back towards the town. Ideally, I'll fight them in the open, but if I fight them in the hills or something, that's fine too. Again, I have the ranged attack, so... Now, we may actually want to fight them here. Sometimes if you get close to a location like this, if you attack somebody, they may count as another party or another unit, and you may have whatever is in here joining the battle, which is not what I want. So let's see how hurt we are. This guy's armor is beat up. His health's okay. So again, we can switch out for that and start repairing his armor. Now he is better. He's fine. He's basically fine. He's basically fine. And the guys in the back are fine. So I think we're good there. Let's give... This is probably my best guy in the front, so we'll give him that helmet, which frees up another helmet. Although 50 and 50 is the same. We can give it to this guy. Alright, I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and attack these guys. And again, now bandits shouldn't be a problem. What do we got for weapons? Nothing too dangerous. A couple of level 2 flails, these reinforced flails, but thankfully now most of my guys have helmets, so it's not as big a problem anymore. This fight should go pretty quickly, I'm hoping. Yep, they have to rush forward. The question is going to be, do I step forward or not. And what I might do actually is step back 2. Because what we can do is take a shot at them with my archers and take 2 steps back and just make them keep coming after me. And we'll leave a space in the middle here to see if they step in there. So, which of these guys? This guy doesn't have a shield, and he's got one of the more dangerous weapons, so he's an ideal target. We missed, but we hit somebody else, so yeah, it all worked out okay. And over here, the axe is a much more dangerous weapon than the stick. So we'll put a shot into him. Nothing. And we'll fall back. And fall back. And fall back. Now at this point I may have my archers shoot twice and then just step forward and swing at them. We'll wait. Okay, I was kind of expecting my archers to go by now, but maybe not. We'll shoot this guy again. Lots of missing. And this guy's on the edge. Maybe we'll shoot at him. Good. Let's try to hit this guy with headshots. That helmet helped a little bit. See if we hit that guy. Not quite dead, but in pain. We'll swing at that guy. We'll go for a headshot. Again, I don't have the perk, so regular swing, 62. Headshot, 52, but I think it's worth it. This guy, let's take a shot at him. See if we can finish this guy off. Nope. And they're usually going to go first because they're lighter equipped, and I've been swinging and fighting. 62 and he missed. That's getting a little annoying. Alright. Finish one guy off. You can see they're starting to panic. More morale. Let's go for a headshot. Now, I went for a headshot there and it didn't show the percentage. Sometimes you have to try it again or move off and come back. For some reason it doesn't switch sometimes. So, boom. I didn't like that. And if I step forward, he might fail a check and flee too. Oh, I don't have any more movement. Let's try to hit him anyway. Nope. Oh, gutsy. Well, I'll try to hit that guy. Boom. 75 or 60. Let's go for a headshot and a regular shot. Miss with both. And done. Done. Alright. We could try to shoot that guy, but he's going to be tough to hit for my crappy archer. We'll just shoot at him. Try to stab him. Good. This guy's quick hands. And I took his sword away. So I guess we'll swing at this guy even though he's too close. That guy's got enough people around him. That guy is fleeing as well. So let's just move up to here and try to keep that guy from getting away. I wanted to, if again, you get more experience for the character if he gets to kill. So I'm hoping he could have killed, but he's missing every shot he can. Let's see. Yep, he still gets the bonus, but his body armor is not hit at all. So I might as well take 2 shots at his head and hope to kill him, and maybe I can get his body armor. There's 1 hit and 2. This guy is a lost cause. Done, done. Run him down. That guy's armor is broken up, so it doesn't matter. We'll just hit him regularly. And look at that. Got some armor out of it. Got some crappy gear out of it. Nothing amazing, but now let's see. He wants to pay us 1,000. I don't remember. We were going to pay it 500 before. Sometimes it might be worth it. In this case, I don't really need the money right now. It's not that big a deal. Let's just get close and check this out. Don't know it's there. My group is not super powerful, so I'm not interested in checking it out. I don't think any leveled up. We should check that. Oh yeah, I have quite a few actually. All right, let's do a couple things before we get back to town. Let's see if any of this gear needs to be repaired. I mean, a level 2 flail, maybe, and we can sell the other one. Got plenty of flails though. I've got enough better armor. I don't need these armors. I'll just sell them. And that's about it. Even these lower tier swords might be worth repairing to sell. These broken ones you can see though are not worth very much. This one's at 91%. It's only worth 183. This one's at 81%. It's worth 284. So this is a much more valuable weapon. Spears, generally not worth it. So, all right, let's take a look at leveling up here. This is very much looking like it's going to be a dude. I mean, his weapon skill is probably not going to be high enough to justify anything else. Well, we should pump these up while we can. And again, I almost clicked that, but like I said last time, gonna double check down here. Realistically, I mean, 40 is not. He should be around 50. I mean, that's usually what I shoot for people. So, well, that's not a bad one to have either. Let's actually no, we'll do because he's got a star in resolve, so he'll get 4 fairly frequently. Let's take this, and let's take this while we've got it. And we got 2 choices here. For early on, this one's kind of nice to give people just because it gives them more health, so they have a better chance of surviving. This one's nice to give them early on because it makes their shields more effective, which helps them survive. He's already got a lot of health. This one's not as important because he doesn't have a lot of heavy armor right now. So let's actually. This is only going to give him +5, I think, for a shield, plus 25%. So not a lot, maybe even less. So let's go with this. That should be a substantial increase for him, up to 90 health. So he'll take a lot of damage now. This guy is also just going to be a dude. What do we got? +1's not good. +1's not good. All right. Well, we'll buff up the base stats then. And my super archer dude. This is how he catches up to the other poacher. With 3 stars, you're getting 4 or 5 every time, and you'll quickly catch up. He's gonna need this. That's important. Health is probably handy too. 4 is the max for health. He won't get that very often. 3, I think 2 to 4 is the normal range for down here. He's got a star in it. So let's focus more on up here for now. And give him a boost to experience. Good to go. All right, back to town. Good enough, 500 bucks. Where's this other quest? Altenhof, 2 days east. Where is that? Way over there. In the middle of nowhere. Probably not worth it. So let's wait. Dawn comes. See if there's anybody new. Nope. See if there's any decent prices for selling stuff. And we can see our shields are selling for 17, which is again slightly above average. So with that in mind, we can sell some of this cheap stuff that we're not going to keep. but I wouldn't make any major sales. Like, again, this two-handed cleaver. These bucklers take up space. You can see these round shields. This is 15 melee, 15 range defense, minus 10 fatigue, 15, 15, and 10. But this shield only has 16 health, whereas this one has 24. So these are just flimsier, crappier versions. So we can get rid of them. We don't need these. We don't need the butcher things. It's good, as we've seen, to have a couple pieces of spare armor around, so let's just hold on to that. And that, oh, this crappy knife, crappy spear. There we go. That should be fine for now. Consolidate a bit. We could sell these and make some money, but again, we don't need the money right now. Let's just wait till we find a place that has exceptional prices. Tools for 217 is pretty exceptional, so we can actually buy a couple of those because, I mean, we'll use them eventually. And we're running low on food. Let's grab some grain. Good enough. Let's head down to here, see if they've got any quests. They do. He wants us to do a 4-day caravan shipment to Altendorf, that town we saw in the middle of nowhere, which I am not interested in. I do need some food, and he's got some that's cheap. 90, no. How is that? That's 4 days worth. This takes 7 days to spoil, so we can grab one more. Everything else looks good. I don't need another farmer. So let's actually come up here and see about those Wiedergangers, that location. Armored and regular ones. Or Noxers. That's 11 of them, which is quite a few. But there was just a caravan that came through here, right? This trading caravan has conscripts, so they're from the southern provinces. And like we said, those guys are good fighters, so we may be able to rope them into this fight. Let's take a look. So, these Noxerers don't have armor. I don't know if headshots even really work against them, but trying to target their heads is not usually a winning strategy. Instead, what we want are swords, because they have a bonus to hit and they do a crap load of damage. So this guy is our best weapon skill. Let's give him the best sword we have. This guy is 60. He's our next best weapon skill, so we'll give him the next best sword. And I think these two guys we will stick with spears because they suck. All right. And we'll put our guys with the best defense on the ends. So what do we got here? 28, 15, 35. All right, so 35 and 28 on the ends. Weaker guys, which makes sense. Weaker, newer guys in the middle for the most part. Make sure our guys on the ends still have backup weapons of some sort. The club doesn't do a huge amount of damage compared to swords, like cleaver type weapons, but this is still a very powerful weapon, so we will use that. And this gets a bonus to hit, does plenty of damage. So I think we're pretty well equipped. We can probably give some of these guys up here better armor. What do you have? Your armor's worth 80. Let's give that to the guy in the front rank. So everyone up here has 80 body armor and whatever for a helmet. Backup weapon, backup weapon. All right, this is about as good as we're gonna get. We got the trading caravan to help, hopefully. They're a little far away, but close enough. You can see we're tied together here. So, and if they weren't, I could fall back. But we're together. This should be good. You can see these guys are very aggressive usually because they don't have any range attacks. Let's try to soften them up, I guess. Keep missing. These pole arms are nice. Alright, we'll do one aim shot. Nothing. Interesting. They don't want to rush forward. That kind of makes me not want to rush forward either. So we'll shield wall. They're not going to go forward. And with that being the case, we'll try something else too. So our standard bearer, he has the rally the troops ability, and it says the closer you are to somebody, the better chance you have to rally them. So this guy is at wavering. We could try to rally him and increase his stats. It didn't work though, so he's still at wavering. But you know, it's worth a shot. Nothing else to do with the guy. All right, let's see what they do. They charge forward. And this should be a brutal fight now. Now let's see, this guy goes in 8, 3, and 2. So these guys will get to go before my guys in the front line. So if I don't hit this guy with my polearm dude, these guys will kill him. So, or I can just miss. But obviously we're trying to get as many kills as we can, so we should be trying to hit these people. Wounded, wounded. Okay. I will stab that guy. Step through and swing. Good. These guys have already gone. This guy hasn't. So this guy should be able to kill him with 2 swings. Let's try to finish that guy off. We'll finish them both off. Now it's a bit dangerous because these guys can step forward now and eat these corpses. A lot of times you want to kill something and step forward so that they can't get onto it. But even if they step forward and step on here and eat this and grow, they're going to get ganked. Even this guy, if he steps here and becomes the large one, he's got a lot of people around him. Let's see. And see, that guy just blocked him. Perfect. His own guy. As long as it don't hit me, I'm okay with it. Excellent. So, step forward here. Hit that guy. This guy might as well come through here. Hey, Archer finally got somebody. That guy is hosed. Might as well come around here. He can't even flee anymore. All his escape routes are blocked. And we'll run it down. And it's over. So what do you get? A couple items. I mean, it's not... Oftentimes fighting those beasts and things isn't worth it monetarily. But again, it's free experience for people. It was low risk, especially with these guys helping out. So, yeah, might as well. Now, I kind of wanted to fight these guys during the day because I do have archers that can fight them. I will give this guy a polearm. Anyone else have a bandage? No. This guy, I might as well give a polearm as well. I'll take the spear away. And I'm considering whether to take the skirmishes axe and try to decapitate a few of them. It might be worth it. Because there's armored Wiedergängers, running in with swords is probably not the best idea. But these flails aren't great either. So maybe I'll keep the sword and the spears, and we'll just go with that. Yeah, it's fine. Because Wiedergängers aren't going to have shields, typically. Alright. Let's see, there's 11 of them. And he is one of the armored ones. And you can see, I mean, he's got a decent helmet, actually. His body armor is nothing special. We'll see how split they are. They may be split evenly or mostly coming one way or the other. It'd be ideal if they come through here, 1, 2, 3 spaces, and I can swarm them a bit. So let's hope for that. We'll just do a little bit of movement with our archer there. He'll come to here. Yeah, well, doesn't look like it. Put him here. He can step in there. He'll have to wait. This guy will come in through. Actually, we'll put him here in the middle. That way he can hit 2 spaces and do a little more decapitation. And you can take a shot at somebody. 55. They're both axes. And this guy has a club, so at least it's something. The other guy is unarmed. This guy... Eventually will go down there. Wait. He can wait, and he can shoot when they're up close. He can wait. He will step up here. Hopefully they don't swarm him too much. Alright. This is actually a good guy to decapitate, because he's got a decent weapon. So, alright, so he has to attack this turn, which he can't. But I can use his rally, and it did give him positive effect, so that's good. He'll have a bonus to hit, or he'll be neutral to hit now instead of penalized. We can start stepping down. Let's kill the dangerous ones. Unless there's no choice. Let's kill the dangerous ones. And it's more important to hit this guy than this guy, even though they're the same weapon, because if we don't kill him, they'll keep flowing through. But if we kill this guy, they'll come here and get stuck again. We don't want them flanking too much, so. Regular attack. And a regular attack. Okay, next turn, that guy is weak enough that we can use the cleaver attack and try to decapitate that guy. So we're going to leave him alone. We're going to shoot at this guy. Step forward and shoot at him again. And you can just wait. You can wait. We're going to try to hit this guy. Perfect. These guys are both very injured now. So when this guy's turn comes, we'll try to decapitate him. If we do, then we'll go for that guy and we'll hopefully knock out both of them. We can try to finish that guy off, which will lure these guys in. He'll wait. He'll wait. And he'll wait. Alright, decapitate. And decapitate. Perfect. So those guys won't get back up. Nice and clean kills. That takes a lot of fatigue, though. Which is why you gotta make sure you give it to your best melee person and you're setting him up with other people so that he has he's not wearing himself out missing all the time. This is a little risky, so I guess we'll... Oh, didn't even see that guy was there. We'll move up here to block these guys from flanking around too much. And these guys are more important. We'll hit this guy, and then, oh, look at that, he's hurt too. We'll step away. Pick away at that guy. He'll wait. What I want this guy to do is shoot at them and step away, and then my mace, two-handed mace, will step up and swing at these more important targets. Because again, I think I can decapitate this guy next turn. Or this turn. And in fact, he can wait too. His weapon's not very effective against the armor, but if this two-handed mace works, then it'll smash the armor, and the sword will be much more effective. This guy can wait. This guy can't wait. So this guy's going to shoot once, step away. He's done. This guy can shoot him. This guy can decapitate him. And then I'm not going to even bother with a regular swing on him because it's going to get him more fatigued. Let's just let him rest. Step forward, hit that guy. Look at that. Tons of damage. And we killed the guy. And in fact, we can stab this guy. And we can stab him again. Or we can miss. Done. Well, one of the guys we didn't decapitate did come back, but he's unarmed. Doesn't really matter. Look at that. Smash his armor completely, which in a way is a shame because that means I'm not going to get to recover it, but experience is more important at this point, so. Again, with no armor, the sword will do tons of damage on these people. Ooh, that's not good. Who was that? Oh, he's got a club. This guy has a pickaxe. Both of them have already gone. This guy has already gone. Let's try to take out the pickaxe first. Now let's go with this guy. He's hurt. There we go. He can kill both of them probably. There, almost. Decapitate him. Wait. Wait. And that's the problem with zombies. Let's come up here and hit him. Almost finished him. These guys are all unarmed, which is great. He's close. That's okay. Good. Out of arrows. Decapitated. Step here to get a bonus to hit. Finish. And finish. And you can see he got a lot of kills. So he got a lot of experience because he was one finishing most of them. In fact, by far he got the most. And that's, in some ways, kind of good. This guy's potentially a two-handed guy. Again, these and your archers are your damage rock stars, so you kind of want them leveling up quickly. And a lot of these locations, if you're unaware, when you raid one of these locations, they will have oftentimes not only food and supplies, but treasure of some sort. So a ring worth some money. Certainly not a bad thing. And that's about it. Let's level this guy up, and then we'll call it a day. So I put two-handed with a question mark. He's now level 6. He's at 74. Typically you're wanting your guys to get to around 90 weapon skill to give him a two-handed weapon. He's got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So he's got 6 more level ups. If he rolls high, he needs to get 16 to get 2. So he's got to roll almost all 3s, which is pretty unlikely, but it's possible. Let's see what he gets here. And there's the problem. 1 for defense. But this is okay, because these are all good stats as well. And what we can do is we can still kind of look at these things and decide which one are there some of these that maybe aren't as critical. Like what skills are going to be useful for both a shield dude and a two-handed fighter that I'm building. So we can go back and check our little chart. So it's a bit of a conundrum, actually. The kind of common perks that both would take up to this point have already been taken. The next that I could take theoretically be a weapon, but the weapon really depends on the weapon skill. If you can have a high weapon skill, but on the low end for two-handed, 85 to 90, let's say, I'd want to give him a sword, because a two-handed sword gives the bonus to hit. But let's say he continues to roll low, he doesn't make that 85. If he ends up being a shield and weapon dude, a sword is kind of the mediocre one-handed weapon. I mean, it gives the bonus to hit, but it's not a great weapon. Instead, I'd probably want to give this guy the hammer, which is a much more useful weapon, or maybe the axe, just because it's a good general purpose weapon. But you can always use hammers. Or the flail, as a matter of fact. Not the flail, the cleaver, because then he can take a whip and he can disarm people. So, but none of those, you wouldn't want to give him an axe or a flail if he's going to be a two-handed weapon person. So I don't want to choose those. You theoretically could give him underdog, which would help him in either position, but that's not ideal. You'd prefer reach advantage if he's swinging. So I'm actually kind of leaning towards picking hammer and hoping he rolls well. And if he doesn't, but he still rolls okay, what I could potentially do is maybe not give him executioner, for example, and we could give him backstabber instead. And then he's got at least people nearby and around him. They'll give him an extra bonus of 10 to hit instead of 5, which that might be enough to perk him up. So he's a little in that middle ground, but I think a hammer overall is a good weapon regardless, so we're going to go with that. Give him the hammer. Can't go wrong with that. He can still carry a flail down here to hit ghosts and things if he ends up being a shield dude, and I'll have other people who can help with disarming. And other than that, crushed finger, a little annoying, but not a major deal. So, all right, that's good. We will call it a day, and thanks for watching.